Hello, look what's just arrived. My new 4-in-1 soil sampling instrument. How about that? Already taken it out of the box, that's it. Digital readout. See if we can switch it on. Yes, we can. This is the probe that will insert into the soil. This is the tip that does the reading. Get the readout up there. I'm not too sure if you can see that. It'll tell you how wet your compost and soil is, or dry for that matter. It'll tell you what temperature it is. It'll tell you how acidic it is. It'll read its pH, and it's also a light meter, which might be useful indoors if you're worried that some of your plants aren't getting enough light. This will tell you how much light your plants are getting. It'll also tell you if your pots are drying out or if your pots are too wet. It'll give you an indication of what you should be doing next. But really I wanted it for the pH function. I want to know the acidity of my raised beds and the soil that I use in pots and bags. Now I've already jumped the gun. I've actually limed my raised beds. Although it was a light dusting of lime, I have limed my raised beds, and that's on a good instinct really. It's my belief that the soil in my garden, in my raised beds and in this area tends to be slightly acidic. And I try to top mulch every year with a mixture of seaweed and leaves, which, as you know, is organic matter, and as it breaks down it actually makes the soil even more acidic. Okay, and year on year that's going to have an effect, so you need to keep an eye on the levels of acidity in your soil. You need a pH meter really. You need something to test your soil and manage your soil. Now, if I was a commercial large-scale potato grower, which I'm not, but if I was, I'd probably want a soil pH level of, I don't know, between 4.5 and 5.5, which is an acidic soil really. 7 being the neutral, 4.5 to 5.5 is fairly acidic for growing vegetables in, but it's good for potatoes. And it's good for potatoes because at that level of acidity, a common scab fungus that causes the lesions on the skins of potatoes, it isn't active in the soil at that level. So it gives you cleaner potatoes. But if, like me, you're going to be growing a mixture of vegetables, that range 4.5 to 5.5 is probably a bit low. And you'd probably look to have a range of say 6 to 6.5, which is still acidic. It's a slightly acidic condition, but it's more suitable for a wider range of vegetables. So that's what I'm trying to achieve through liming, if that's what's required, or adding more mulch and compost if that's what's required. But this tool should tell me what I need to do to make my soil better for the types of vegetables that I'm intending to grow. And also, if we want the worms and the good guys to be active in the soil, and we want the soil to be able to give up its nutrients freely to the roots of the plants, then we need to look at the pH level and try and choose a pH level that will accommodate everyone. And that's what I'm trying to do. So I don't know what the pH level of the beds are. As I've said, this has just arrived. I haven't had a chance to use it yet. And if it ever stops raining, we'll get a chance to use it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end this part of the video. I'm going to add to it a chart of pH levels for various vegetables, so that should give you an indication of what likes to grow in what. And then, as I say, when the rain stops, we'll go out, we'll actually do some checking of soil, and then we'll decide what we need to do to get it where we want it to be. Because at the moment, we don't know exactly where it is. We're just making guesses. But this should take the guesswork out of it. Okay, and I'll add that on the end of this video. The sampling will be on the end of this video, so stay with it. At last, it stopped raining. I shot the first part of this video 4 days ago, and it's just about rained non-stop ever since. So now we're going to get the chance to test the acidity of these raised beds. We'll do this bottom raised bed first, and then we'll do the top raised, the middle raised bed that the camera's actually sitting on. And if these beds need adjusting, we'll adjust them. I put 6 pebbles on the bed. It's my intention to take 6 readings, average the readings, and then that's what we'll say the bed is. We'll say that's the acidity of the bed. So let's pop this one in here first and see what this is. I'll push that probe in about 6 inches. I'll need to pop round your side to read this. But that's reading a pH of 5. So that's quite acidic, quite sour. I certainly don't want the bed to be pH 5. So we'll just record that. Just check that the meter's gone back to 0, or should I say gone back to neutral, which is 7 pH. Molly's sniffing about, so you might see she might come into shot. And again, that one's 5. So already it looks like I'm going to have to do some liming. Let's check the meter's gone back to 7. Pop it in 6 inches. Excuse me, Molly. And that's reading 5.5. Do this one on the end. I think it's maybe in camera shot, I'm not too sure. And that's reading a pH of 6. And that's also reading a pH of 6. The meter's actually switched itself off now because it times out in 5 minutes. So I'll need to switch it back on again. And that's giving us a reading of 5. Now then, who's doing the maths? I'll just knock this off. Let's see what we've got. 5, 5, 5.5, 6, 6, 5. Well, I'm going to call it an average of 5.5. And we're looking to go up to 6.5. So we need to add some lime to this bed. We've already done it, as you know, but we need to add more lime. So I'll take these markers off and I'll add that lime, and then maybe in a month or two's time we'll have another look at this. Maybe even shorter than that, because I do want to do a chop and drop on this raised bed. I'm going to drop some seaweed and leaves. But at least if we put some lime on here now, we know the acidity level will be going in the right direction for what we want. And we have 4 months to correct it before we're going to be planting in this bed. So I'm making that 5.5. We're going to add some lime, try and get it up to 6.5. We have 4 months for the lime to work its magic and to bring this acidity level up. Or should I say, lower this acidity level by bringing it up closer to the 7 pH neutral. So let's take these slates off the bed and let's go and get the lime. This is the garden lime I'm going to be using. Just before I open this pack, I thought I'd show you it and tell you about the value of shopping local. It's my local garden centre. That's 3 kilograms of garden lime. How much? How much? Come on, have you bought any lately? Well, I want you to Google this stuff after you've watched this video. 3 kilograms of garden lime bought at my local garden centre, £1.30. Come on, £1.30 for 3 kilograms of garden lime. Shop local, you know, it makes sense. This is my homemade lime spreader. Just a milk carton with some holes punched in it, and hopefully this is going to distribute this lime on this bed fairly evenly. By the way, I've got some safety glasses on to make sure I don't get any of this in my eyes, and Molly's up the top end of the garden so she won't get any in her eyes. That's it then. Look after your soil. Choose a pH that you know the worms like and your vegetables like. There's not much more you can do, is there? And then, as I've said, we'll give this a top dressing of organic matter, mixture of chopped seaweed and leaves. That's it. We'll be ready for another growing season. We're planting this bed up in 3 or 4 months' time. So this is Homegrown Veg, signing off.